Welcome. This is an action plan to engage ELL parents with the involvement of their children's education. As I discuss my action plan, I want it to be understood that parents and caretakers are used interchangeably. Some cultures rely more on extended family members to care for the child versus others. Um, to begin, let's start with the first home visit. A house visit will give you a better understanding of the child's home structure. Before you do a house visit, you want to make sure that the family is comfortable with you coming over. Having the teacher over can be uncomfortable for the parents and the child. If that is the case, see if there is a location convenient for the parents to meet you at instead. Invite extended family members who may play an active role in the child's upbringing. Now, once you are meeting with your parents, this is the time you want to gather some information that you'll be using in the future. Now, again, double check if there's anybody else who plays an active role in the upbringing of the child. Ask the parents what sort of events they would be interested in attending with their child. Some cultures believe it is not the parent's job to attend school functions. This would be the time where you would explain the importance of parent support during the child's education. Also, find out the location where the parents work and preferred times and days to meet. Knowing the parents' location and schedules will help you later plan meetings in the year. School location can be inconvenient for parents to get to, so locations by their house or job might work better. Parents can work during odd business hours, such as evenings, graveyard shifts, um, and so on. So working around their schedule will make meeting more convenient for them to attend. Find out some of the parents' skills and interests. This will help you determine some volunteer opportunities for them if they are interested. This will be talked about in a later slide. Then you want to find out about their communication preference. There are so many options for communicating with parents, such as emails, letters, homes, phone calls, texts, in person, etc. Different cultures have different preferences in the way they want to communicate with the teacher. One example would be having the student keeping a journal that they take back and forth to and from school. The teacher can keep a dialogue with the parents in it. Um, Also, since there are language barriers, it might be important to find ways to communicate with them through an interpreter if possible. Just don't assume that everybody has an email account. As we all know, emailing is pretty convenient. Lastly, you want to ask the parents, what are the responsibilities of the student at home? We would like to all assume that all students have the same responsibilities once they get home. They get home, do some homework, play video games, eat a prepared dinner, and go to bed at a certain time. But that is not always the case. Some students in some cultures go home and work. They have siblings they have to take care of, dinners they have to make. Other cultures expect their kids to come home and do homework right when they get home until dinner time. So it's always good to check with the parent what are the expectations of the child once they arrive home. Now that you have gathered information about the parent and the child, there's information that you want to provide to the parents. One thing is that ELL parents may not know the hierarchy of the school system. You want the parent to understand the system and how it works and who they need to contact when they have a concern, as these parents may come from different school systems. In some cultures around the world, parents are not expected to participate in education, as that is the school's job. The parent's job is to raise a respectable child. Also, evidence shows that the child has a stronger likelihood of attending college when they have parent understanding the school hierarchy better. Also, it wouldn't hurt to provide a list of free community resources, as some immigrant or ELL parents may not know the resources that are available. These things could be such things as community classes like free English language learning classes, or local activities for the child to attend, such as free events that are taking place at OMSI. The list can also include things to help the parents navigate the complex system of health insurance, food benefits, and other forms of assistance. Here is a great example of a home visit where the teacher gets a better understanding for the child's life once they arrive home. Please press pause and take a moment to read this. Now let's talk about Science Night. Science Night is supposed to be a fun night. Rather than having a teacher-parent conference night, have a parent-child science activity night. Have the students work in groups to create science stations. Then have the parents over to engage with the science stations with their child. Each science station will have instructions. Have the students translate the instructions in their parents' language if needed. But don't make these stations too complex. You want the parents to not be overwhelmed with the complexity, rather have fun. Why would you want to do a science night though? Immigrant parents are often reluctant to engage with their child's schools due to language barriers, transportation challenges, inconvenient work hours, or the lack of understanding about the school norms and expectations. A science night will allow the parent to come to class to have fun and see what their child is learning instead of feeling pressure to talk about their child's performance. This will also be the opportunity to show the parent that the classroom is inviting to all cultures. The classroom should be designed to show that it is promoting diversity and community. So represent cultural differences in the classroom. This is the teacher's opportunity to show the parents that the students' cultural values are reinforced in the classroom. Include cultural items reflecting the child's ethnicity, books in their language, music from their culture, displays, and pictures. Here we go and ask parents to volunteer in the classroom. You want to promote family involvement at all levels, including siblings, cousins, and grandparents, because again, it's not always the direct mother or father who is the child's active caretaker. Learn about the parents' skills and their availability, and then encourage them to take a role in the classroom. Parents of ELL students may feel like they have nothing to offer the classroom. So help them understand that they can bring value to the classroom. Be creative and find meaningful ways that the parent can contribute to the classroom. Encourage PTA participation. Most ELL parents may not be aware of the PTA because they are not familiar with the U.S. school system. Tell the parent it would be an honor to have them be a part of the PTA, as the PTA needs representation from all over the community. Get creative. Maybe develop a branch of the PTA for ELL parents. This is organized by language. While it may feel that you are isolating certain parents, it will also give them the chance to become comfortable with their role in the school. Here is a cute story. Please take a moment to read it. It's about how to engage parents in the school system. Parents of ELL students are a great resource as interpreters if they know English as well. If your school has openings for interpreters, encourage the parent to apply. Also, ask them if they want to help translate items such as school newsletters so it can be produced in multiple languages. The list goes on how to engage ELL parents, but some other ideas would be off-site meetings. Sometimes the school location and hours may be inconvenient for the parent's schedule because they can be working off hours or be located far away from the school and not have transportation to get there. So going back to when you have your first home visit, find out the best days and times to meet, along with more convenient locations to better accommodate the parents. This can be places such as the McDonald's down the street from them, the park across the street. We just want the parent to have convenience so they really have one less excuse to not attend a child's educational function. There's also, if you cannot get the parent to come out and engage in school activities, remind them that children learn anytime, anywhere. If the parent is not going to come to any of the school events, then reach out to the parent and emphasize that learning doesn't stop once the child leaves the classroom. Evidence is clear. Children learn anywhere, anytime. Parents can cultivate a learning environment in their day-to-day activities with their child, such as during a trip to the grocery store or the laundromat. Also, you can provide optional weekend pack-ins that the parent and student can work on together. Again, don't make these too complex or overwhelming to where the parent who doesn't speak good English can't understand the packet. Again, you want to inform the parent about free community events such as free day at the museum, library cards, the parades going around the community, etc. Again, I have another story I'd really like you to read. This is a story about just when you think the parents don't care about their child's education, guess again. Please press pause and take a moment to read this story. Lastly, I want to show you the references I use. These are some great articles. If you get the chance, please take a moment to look them up and read them. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation.